2016 was a particularly busy year for science. In that year alone, they made significant progress with many discoveries, from printing 3D ceramics to discovering a new galaxy, and tiny ninja robots to 3-parent babies, and even head transplants on monkeys. Join us as we have a look back at 2016 and some of the most awesome scientific discoveries that were made. It was January 1st in Malibu, California, when researchers from HRL Laboratories achieved a breakthrough in ceramic 3D printing technology, where they took 3D printing to a whole new level. And if you don't think that it's impressive, let me just tell you that ceramics are one of the hardest materials in the world. The 3D printers, which can carry the molecular structure silicon, made them close to perfect. The materials can reportedly stand temperatures as high as 1700 degrees Celsius and are 10 times as strong as normal ceramics. With that discovery, 2017 should bring some impressive results and data for 3D printing technology that will without a doubt see huge progress in years to come. January was also the month where scientists made people question their New Year resolution dietary choices by discovering a new enzyme called G3PP, one that prevents sugar from being stored as fat. Also known as the detox enzyme, G3PP can be found in all types of body tissue, and it seems to be able to regulate the conversion of glucose along with fats and the production of energy. Scientists have also discovered that increasing the G3PP lowers weight gain and stops glucose production from the liver. This may just end up being a potential treatment for anyone suffering with type 2 diabetes or even those with metabolic disorder. It has been reported that further research may take up to a few years to complete, but we're looking forward to the day when the enzyme supplements hit the shelves. Somewhere, Wilford Brimley is smiling. January 2016 was also the month of the first successful head transplant carried out on a monkey by Chinese scientists. Now, it might seem a little bizarre, but this is really a significant progress for neuroscience. And there are pictures out there that prove that the animal's head does seem to be completely sewn on. An attempt to join it with the spinal cord hasn't been done yet, but even if the animal manages to survive the head loss, it would probably lose the ability to move. Surgeons also claim that a similar procedure has been done on a human and is in progress, expected to be completed by Christmas Day of 2017. If this does happen to be successful, it can mean new scientific discoveries for spinal cord trauma, along with reconstruction. We've also discovered a 9th planet, and no, Pluto unfortunately is not back in the game. While space enthusiasts like myself still mourn the loss of Pluto, the California Institute of Technology kept busy and discovered evidence of a 9th planet, which is orbiting the Sun every 15,000 years. Another part of their theory is also based on the fact that the Sun seems to always be a bit odd-looking, and they blame it on Planet 9, which is reportedly larger than Earth, located somewhere out there in the solar system. So unfortunately, Pluto, you're going to have to bulk up if you want to make the cut. In February, there was a slightly different discovery. The University of Southampton announced a revolutionary step toward creating 5D data storage, which can survive for 1 billion years. But what exactly does that mean? It means that we might have just discovered a new way of archiving data for years to come. And if you wanted to leave something behind for future generations to look back on, now is your chance. According to the findings, this storage has a capacity of 360 terabytes and a thermal stability of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. The stored documents could reportedly survive the entire human race. Then we move on to March, which marked the discovery of the most remote galaxy that was ever detected, called GNZ11. This fascinating galaxy is said to be 13.4 billion light-years away, and is also very close to the end of the so-called Dark Ages of the universe. This isn't sarcasm, though. It is an actual report, and they say that this galaxy is about 40 million years old, producing stars about 20 times faster than the Milky Way does. Take that, Milky Way. GNZ11 manages to confuse the nerves out of a few scientists and ruin theories of galaxy existence. Heading into April, NASA astronomers discovered an asteroid called 803 2016, orbiting around the Sun and the Earth. They referred to it as a quasi-satellite of the Earth, as it appears to be quite locked in its pathway and is 9 million miles away. Scientists seem to be fascinated and claim that this asteroid is, for some strange reason, undangerously dancing around the Earth. Going into June, we saw the discovery of the world's fastest supercomputer, called Sunway Tehulite. It's absolutely massive, and the system claims to be the world's fastest. Now, if you don't happen to believe it, here's some facts. It uses Intel Xeon processors. The computer has a peak performance of 54.9 petaflops. Not really sure what that means? Well, petaflops can be translated as a quadrillion thousand trillion floating point operations per second. And if you're still not sure, it just means that it's really, really, really fast. Depression is still a big mystery in the medical world. However, in August of 2016, researchers made significant progress when it comes to defining genes associated with the illness. According to a novel study, researchers gathered data from over 450,000 European customers of a gene testing company, and then went on to conduct one of the biggest researches regarding depression. They discovered 15 new regions of the genome that's associated with depression, many of them being involved in brain development. The research is going to hopefully help diagnosing depression in psychiatric disorders where traditional analysis may have not had an impact on the patient. And if you've ever wondered what the longest living vertebrate animal is on Earth, well, in August, researchers revealed that it's the Greenland shark, and they believe that it's capable of living nearly 400 years. And the one that they discovered is a female. Scientists are a little baffled, and they don't know how they had no idea whether sharks lived up to 20 or 1,000 years up to this discovery. But they are amazed that this one could be one of the oldest animals on Earth. I wonder what it would be like to live for 400 years. Fascinated about meteorites? Our next discovery is going to blow you away. Moving into September, we've discovered the second largest meteorite that's ever been found, and it was located in Argentina. Named Gancedo, after the town that it was found in, it weighs 30 tons. Scientists claim that it fell to Earth around 2000 BC, roughly 4,000 years ago. And if you've wondered which is the largest meteorite, it's called Hoba, and science says that it landed 80,000 years ago, weighing twice as much as Gancedo. While the second largest meteorite was able to be relocated, Hoba still remains in its position, with not even the strongest of any machines able to lift it. And that wasn't the only interesting discovery in September, as all non-African humans currently living alive on Earth are said to be traced to a single group that exited Africa about 50,000 years ago. Now, the case isn't yet fully closed on this one. However, many studies are coming to a similar conclusion and are stating that you can exclude and rule out an earlier migration, the southern route. Other papers seem to state that Homo sapiens left Africa in 2 waves. But all 3 studies conducted around this subject agree that demographically, around 60,000 years ago, something did happen with larger waves of moderns across Eurasia. September seemed to be quite an eventful month for science. In baby news, a first mitochondrial donation baby was born in the UK. Have you ever heard of the 3-parent technique? Well, here's how it happened. A team of doctors took the nucleus from one of the mother's eggs, which also contained her DNA, and then implanted it into a donor egg with a removed nucleus. The donor egg contained healthy mitochondrial DNA, which enabled the baby to be born healthy, even though the mother initially carried a disorder which would otherwise be passed on to her child. Now, while this case is extremely controversial as it plays with gene mutations and might cause unfortunate outcomes, it could also give hope to any future parent with an inherited disease. And here's one for you caffeine addicts. Next time someone gives you crap about your caffeine consumption, just tell them this. On October 3rd of 2016, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee found that caffeine consumption just may reduce the risk of dementia in women by a whopping 36%. The research was done on nearly 6,500 women aged 65 to 80 over the course of 10 years, finding that those who drank more than 261 milligrams of caffeine reduced risks of dementia. And as expected, there are some reports stating that you should take these results with a grain of salt or a grain of coffee. It's your choice. And have you ever wanted to see what a functioning brain looks like in real life? Well, it's been done for the first time ever by scientists at the Rockefeller University, who used a technique called light sculpting to see real-life neurons of a mouse brain in 3D. Using short laser light pulses, which were put in specific colors, and then brought back together to generate the sphere, it was then scanned to show the activity of the mouse's brain neurons in 3 dimensions. Although science has a long way to go to make this happen on the human level, it has given them fantastic insight to the functionality of one part of the brain. The only downside is that it's probably going to take a couple of years before we will be able to fully understand the human brain. Until then, we'll anxiously wait for the day to come. Then, in the end of 2016, December to be exact, UC Berkeley designed one of the coolest robots that we've ever seen. Known by the name of Salto, researchers managed to design a robot that can literally do parkour and impressive acrobatics. Inspired by one of the highest jumping animals known as the galago, also known as a bush baby, Salto is only about 22% behind the bush baby's jumping record. This awesome robot ninja is definitely a good way to end the year of scientific discoveries and give you an idea for what to ask for Christmas next year. And in possibly one of the cutest discoveries of 2016, we find the googly-eyed stubbly squid, which was discovered by researchers from the Nautilus exploration vessel somewhere off the Californian coast. Footage of the discovery is absolutely adorable, and it just goes to show that sometimes not even scientists can help themselves but to squeal at the cuteness of their discovery. This cute little creature is known as the bobtail squid, but could very well belong to the Pokemon species. Muppet-like in nature, it charmed the pants off of researchers, some of them even claiming that it was fake and looked like a toy. Although far from it, it instantly makes you want one of them as a pet. And I will call him Squishy, and he shall be mine. He shall be my Squishy.